Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for another sales update of what I sold on eBay and Amazon merch for the week of January 7th through the 13th, 2019. 14 items sold for me this week, so let's jump right into it. This is a really simple little Playmobil. If you don't know that brand, it's a good one to look out for. Some of their stuff is worth good money. They're out of Germany. Anyway, this is a sea serpent. If he had the whole set with him, it came with a little Viking. We just used, my kids just used it to play in the bath, and I don't know what happened to the rest of the set, but anyway, I sold it as a bath toy, and it sold for $14.99. $18.04 is what I collected, so they paid shipping. It didn't cost me anything. $2.47 in fees, so now I'm breaking this out a little different. So this is eBay and PayPal fees, $2.47, $3.05 for shipping, $12.52 was my total on that profit, and took 2 months to sell. Here's a down pillow. These were, I ordered a bunch of these for interior designers I work for here in town. They like synthetic down because sometimes they have people that just find down annoying or they are allergic to down. So I had a bunch of extras, and they don't need these smaller sizes. They're using much larger pillows because the houses are getting bigger, I guess. I have no idea. But anyway, I decided to sell quite a few of them off, actually all of them, because I'm tired of storing them. $16.50 is what this sold for. So somebody asked if I would do 2 of them for $33, and I foolishly said yes, because had I gone through with this, and I'll tell you the rest of the story, had I gone through with this, I still would have lost 50 cents on this deal. And I'm not, I'd rather just give them away than lose money on them. So that was kind of stupid. I should have known how much I paid for each of these things. So now I know what I need to get in order to at least break even, or if not make money, to make my money back. I sold 2 of them for $33. Unfortunately, and it's free shipping. That's why he said $33. I spent $18.66 for 2 of them, so about $9.30 each is what they cost me. I bought them wholesale. $4.28 in fees, $18.14. Now the shipping is really high. Here's the rest of the story. I sent 2 out to him. One of them was actually one of the other designers' lame polyester pillows, not the synthetic down pillows. And so I had to send out another synthetic down pillow. So he now has 3 inserts. And I just told him to donate the other one, and I shipped the correct one out today. And so shipping was really high, $18.14. So I lost $8.08, but this took 2 months to sell. I still have plenty left in stock. Mini spatula, I don't know the purpose of this, so if anybody wants to leave me a comment why you would own such a thing. It's awfully cute. It's made in Denmark, so it's mid-century modern, and it sold for $9.99. I collected $13.04. I spent 50 cents at the thrift store, $1.87 in fees, $2.66 shipping. Total profit, $8.01. It took 10 months to sell. These are Coach boots, and someone said, oh, there's spots on there. Actually, when I was getting these out, after I didn't really look at them when she was making the comment that they looked dirty, and I said I didn't clean them. I was honest with her, and I didn't know. I pulled them out, except for this one scratch right here. They were actually brand new. I mean, they looked brand new. My daughter wore them once. I found them at a thrift store. They were I'm pretty sure they were new with tags, and she wore them once and decided she didn't like them. They were just, she was in 7th or 8th grade, and they just weren't her style. So anyway, I sold them, and I gave her a deal. I had my store 7% off, you can see, and she offered me $40, and I took it. So I collected $49.26. I'm going to say they didn't cost me anything because I initially bought them. I bought them new at Goodwill. So they were new with tags. She wore them once, but I bought them for my daughter. I'm going to say I had like $10 into these at most. $6.24 for fees, eBay and PayPal, and $8.98 to ship them. $34.04 is what my profit was, and that was the highest profit I had all week. 3.5 months to sell those. I had a lot of people looking at those. Now here's some drafting tools that you might not even know that they were drafting tools. Rapid Design. They're lettering guides, but this brand, Kerfel and Esser, that is definitely a brand to watch out for drafting supplies. So I'm not exactly sure how this thing worked, but you could use like a tracer thing. So you would have your letters all perfect when you were doing blueprints or whatever it is that you were doing. So anyway, there was I bought a big bag of them at an estate sale and divided them up, and so these made the most sense to be together, and they sold for $23.24. I collected $26.03. I spent $2 on the whole bag, so technically it was about $1 because there was other ones in there, but $3.44 fees, $2.92 shipping. Total profit $17.67. It took 3.5 months to sell. Panasonic, this was broken, but it is such a great pencil sharpener. When it is working in working condition, you can get up to $35 if it's, you know, in really great condition, no cracks or anything. This one had, you know, it was in good condition, except that it didn't work. So someone handy probably could figure it out. One person asked me earlier if it worked, and I said, no, it says for repair or parts that it is broken. I don't know how else to say, you know, maybe you want to say in the title broken. So I don't know where else you could say besides in your condition description and in your title that it does not work. But maybe you need to say it does not work. Put in new batteries and nothing, no sound, nothing. So I don't know how much more, why you need to ask me if it works. No, it doesn't work. Why are you selling a broken thing? Well, because some people are handy and they can fix things, and I'm not that person. So anyway, $9.29 is what it sold for. I collected $12.63. I spent $1 on this at the thrift store. $1.83 shipping, or no, I'm sorry, in fees, $3.50 in shipping. $6.50 was total profit on that. It took 4 months to sell, so it was actually a pretty quick flip. This I've had for a very long time. I thought it was worth a lot more than it was. At the time someone had that I purchased it, someone had sold one for $85 or $90, so I had mine originally at $99. Then I brought it down slowly over time, and eventually it sold for $32.54. I collected $42.83. I spent $3 on this at Goodwill. $5.46 in fees, $9.98 in shipping. $24.39 is my total profit on that. It took 20 months to sell, so a little over a year and a half. This is a Kelly Field pin, vintage, out of Texas. And this is, I've been listing a lot of pins this week. This had no marks or anything on it. I don't think there's anything special about it, but somebody offered me $20 and I took it just because I'm in the business of selling, not keeping. And I decided that was a pretty fair offer. And I had honestly, there were no comps. I did not see a single one that looked like this. So I think it was a sentimental buy. $22.66 is what I collected. I spent about 25 cents. I had a big bag of like World War II, the ruptured duck, and some other pilot wings, stuff from World War II pins, and some other service pins for like $2 or something. So it was about 25 cents a piece. $3.03 in fees, $2.66 shipping, $16.72, and it only took a day to sell. This is a gyro helmet, and this was my daughter's. What happened was I worked in ski school, and there was a guest that came and skied for a week, and the parents didn't want to go home with it, so they left it with the ski school. They didn't necessarily say it was lost and found, but they said, could you pass it on to a child that could use this? Because we bought it brand new, and we don't want to bring it home with us. We don't have room. And my daughter was the lucky person that could use it. So she used it for a year, and then she outgrew it. So anyway, it was in great condition. Someone wore it for a week, and then my daughter probably wore it another dozen or so times beyond that. And it was practically brand new, except for it was missing this. There's a little piece of webbing missing out of the earpiece, but that's really not critical to functionality. So anyway, it sold for $23.24. It was on sale. $31.39 is what I collected. I didn't spend anything on it ever. $4.09 in fees, $7.91 in shipping for a total profit of $19.39, and it took 2 months to sell. They did ask me if it would fit their 10-year-old, and I was like, I don't know your 10-year-old, and I would recommend measuring their head and then going to the Giro site and seeing what size that would fit, because I can't tell you. I list the measurements for what they recommend for size as far as circumference of head, but whatever. I guess they figured it out. 2324, this is a military canteen cup. I don't see these very often, but when I do, I pick them up because they sell really quickly. So it is stamped on the bottom, and based on what the stamp looks like, it's really still hard to see. Based on what the stamp says, and I think I say in it, I think it says AMG Co. 1943. Based on what the stamp says, can kind of give you a clue about the age. So this one was definitely World War II. And I pay, let's see, I got $23.24 for it. I collected $27.06. I paid $1 for this at an estate sale. $3.56 is what I paid in fees. $3.66 in shipping for a total profit of $18.84, and it took a week to sell. So some World War II stuff sells really well. Blankets, not so much. Sony high bias, so that's what you always look for, high bias tape. There were a bunch of them. Oh, look, this is also one of those ones that only had one photo. No wonder they thought, what the heck am I getting? It's a lot of 7 of them. Anyway, it did finally sell, $26.03. I collected $33.13. I spent $3 on this at an estate sale, $4.29 in fees, $6.35 in shipping, $19.49 was my total profit on that. It took 7.5 months to sell. Probably had something to do with the photos. These are Corkies. This is a good brand to look for. I've had pretty good luck with these. This came out of the thrift store, consignment store that I used to work with and get a big bag of clothes for $10. So I learned about this brand, and I saw that they sell actually pretty well. $9.29, not for much. $9.21 is what they sold for. I collected $13.11. I spent $1 on this. $1.88 in fees and $3.66 in shipping for a total profit of $6.57, and it took 7.5 months to sell. Okay, strike that. They aren't that great of sellers, but they did sell, and I have plenty of things that haven't sold. So anyway, Cheers. I picked this up at the bins. It was brand new with tags, and I bins in the Bay Area. So here's Sisley again. Always handy to have because then you don't get questions. These guys are great. I have a link in my notes. I suggest you guys, I think they have a free trial period, so you guys can give it a try. Anyway, they do have free templates as well. It sold for $9.99. I collected $13.13. I spent about 75 cents on this. $1.91 in fees, $3.05 in shipping for a total profit of $7.62, and it took 1.5 months to sell. Maui wine, I have no idea. Must be, maybe it's something in California. I didn't even look it up. Doesn't matter. Ralph Lauren Eau de Toilette, and let's see, do I show? Yeah, so that shows how much is left. I was kind of a challenge because of the bottle to see how much is left, but anyway, it sold for $39.99. $43.04 is what I collected. I spent $1 on this at an estate sale, $5.54 in fees and $3.34 in shipping, and this has to go ground, so because it's perfume. $333.21 is the total profit on that, and it took 8 months to sell. Looking at the numbers, $298.33 is what everything sold for. $378.55 is what I collected. I spent $32.16 mostly on those synthetic down pillows. $49.84 is what I paid in fees. $79.86 in shipping for a total profit of the week. Just eked over my bare minimum, $216.69. Amazon is dead, and then when you get a return, it's even more dead. So I only made $16.64 last week for a total profit of $233.33. So an average week, we're back to average, but I'm going to go and list some things so that I can make it above average, and you should too. Don't forget to subscribe and like, share with your friends. Later this week, I am hoping to put out a haul video of what I bought at the auction over the weekend, and then at the end of the week, I'll have a tip that will again be sewing related. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.